Yo, what is up, guys? MattWic here. We are back, NHL 25, with our Calgary Flames realistic rebuild, and we are right before the draft because we need to see, will one of our two top 8 picks win the lottery? So we won't wait too long. Let's get right to it. New salary cap. Come on, give me that draft lottery, boys. We need a big one here. Number 2 from number 8. We do get bumped down. Oh, no, we do get bumped down 1 pick with the VGK one, but we get the number 2 overall pick coming up from number 8 with our own original pick. So that is huge to have the number 2 and the number 7 pick in this draft, which is loaded. So let's go ahead. Let's get into the draft, see what we can come away with. All right, so unfortunately, we do lose out on the Gavin McKenna sweepstakes, and the Florida Panthers, a team that is already pretty loaded, is going to get even more loaded with that player. But thankfully, he is going to the Eastern Conference, so I won't be too upset. We should have some nice players that we're able to grab at our respective picks, so we will stay pat in all of our spots. I believe we have 3 first rounds, 4 second round picks, and 2 or 3 third round picks, and then that's it. Everything else I've used as trade fodder pretty much. But when we have so many top end picks like we've had for the last couple of years, it's really not too big of a deal that we don't get to take those shots in the dark, because we should have a lot of players on the board that will help us in future years. And I mean, when you have as many picks as we do in the first 2 days of the draft, I think it's a good sign that you're going to have a pretty competitive team, at least in a couple of years. So let's go ahead. Gavin McKenna, we know he's going number 1 overall. If he didn't go number 1 overall, it would be very nice for us, but there he goes. Medium franchise, 78 overall. 78 overall feels a little bit low for what he should be, especially at this point in time, getting drafted number 1 overall, because I'm pretty sure the guy we get will come out to be like an 81 or an 82, probably the next couple guys after that, because we get the opportunity to take Tyler Hood, the Norwegian 5'11" right-wing sniper, which is very nice because we do need a lot of goal scoring on this team. We don't have it right now. He supposedly has a ton of superstar abilities, at least 3 that we have scouted for sure. So let's go ahead and make the pick. Not a lot of thinking about this one. We do have a lot of players here who look very nice, but none of them compare to our boy here, Tyler Hood. Scared me a little bit that it wasn't going to take my guy. So let's go ahead. Tyler Hood, get on the team. 82 overall medium elite. And that's kind of what I'm saying there, is Gavin McKenna probably should have been a little bit higher overall, because I'm sure the next 4 or 5 guys that come after this will all be 80 overall. But very nice pick for us there. Tyler Hood, listed as a third line checking forward. He'll probably play second, if not first line minutes his first year in the NHL, but it's very nice. He does also have all of those superstar abilities that we were looking at, so that is a hell of a pick there. Already has some insane shooting, good offensive and defensive awareness to play in the NHL, great skating as well, so if I do end up playing a couple games, it's going to be fun to be out there and rip it up with him. So very nice pick there. I'm very happy with our consolation prize there with the second pick. Let's go ahead and skip through these next couple picks and see what guys get taken. 6'5" Johan Obergauer. Nice little pick there. Power forward, got some great stats. Kind of reminds me of a Toropchenko like we have in the testing the draft, which we'll get to the playoffs there. Probably after this video, I'll go ahead and start recording that one just because I want to get that up. Excited to see what Kalle Palsson can do after his dominant season. I think he's number 8 now if you look at the record for most goals in a season. I believe that's where he falls with the amount of goals that he scored. So pretty cool to see there. Utah, oh, I thought they had 2 picks, but that's same colors with Seattle. Let's see who they grab here at their pick. Matthew Jung, great first name. We love to see that. Pretty solid 2-way forward. Doesn't look like anything too crazy though off the bat. Hopefully we'll see if he can develop. He should, with being 78 overall, medium elite. With that 78 overall, but I'm surprised us with our second overall pick there get the highest overall guy. Now obviously Gavin McKenna being medium franchise is going to be a huge factor in his development, but with the new off-season training and whatnot, I think we can make good strides with him for sure. Philadelphia, please don't take the guy I want to take here. He's projected to go at 9, and they do not. Ooh, 81 overall Torsten Markstrom, so a solid pick there from the Flyers. Hey, Eastern Conference can have as many of these guys as they want. I do not care. As long as they're not coming to the West, that's fine by me. And let's go ahead with our 7th overall pick here. I think you see the name that we're going to take here. We're going to go ahead and grab Joe Aginla, the son of Jerome Aginla. He has Tidge Aginla, who's already in the league, his brother. We'll see maybe down the road if we can acquire him in a trade to reunite the brothers on the team, but seems like a pretty obvious pick for us here. Roberek is a guy that we've had before in our NHL 24 testing the draft. Solid player, was there for us for a long time, but never really put up the points we always hoped he would. Who's this? Ethan Belchek's solid looking as well. But still not enough to make me really want to jump up and grab him. He does look like he has a X-Factor ability, but we'll see how true that is. Joe Aginla, though, get on the team, carry on the legacy. 74 overall, medium elite. The overall isn't as high as maybe we could hope, and maybe that the other guy there who wasn't Robrek will be, but I think this is going to be a very solid pick for the future of our franchise. Another right-wing sniper that we get to draft there. Already have a bunch of defensive prospects. We'll get that physicality up, and that defensive awareness needs some work, but other than that, looks solid. Get the shooting up as well a little bit, so we'll work on those with him. And guys, as well, I have been moving it around a little bit with our off-season training and whatnot, not just focusing on awareness to kind of cheese ball it. So let's go ahead. We have pick 27 here. I have a guy on the list that I'd like to take. We'll see if he gets taken before. I think he's projected to go a little bit later, so we'll see if he survives. But let's go back through the first round, and then we will start moving things a little bit faster because we do have all those second-round picks. 70 overall pick there for the Canucks. Miroslav Mezi, if I'm saying that right. Sniper, not bad. Lundqvist high, top 9, but yeek, 64 overall for the first round. Bit of a disappointment there, and it looks like a weaker draft for sure than what we saw. And actually, the couple guys that got taken after him were all the same overall, so it's not like we missed out big time on a guy who came out like 79, 80 overall, anything like that. But let's go ahead. I believe our guy is still on the board, so I will go ahead and grab him. You see him pinned there, big ol', not Radislav, Brooks Rogalski. The game's being a little laggy here at the moment. 6'6", 236-pound center, only 17 years of age, and he has a great Polish name. So we're going to go ahead and draft him. Hopefully add some size down the middle. Would be a nice depth center to have in the organization in a couple years. Maybe a nice second, third, fourth line center as he's developing throughout his years. So hopefully he can get up there. Medium top 9 potential. Not the best, but didn't really look like there was a steal here in the later rounds of the first. So let's go ahead and sim back through and see if anybody was able to snag off a steal. But we do have a lot of picks there in the second round, so we won't take up too much time looking at these guys. Didn't have a ton of information on them either, so if one does pop out, don't get too mad at me. But it looks like we are good. Nobody yet has popped off as like a mid-70s. Let's see our next pick. We do have the 8th overall. We have the 16th. The 21st, and then we should have it right after that. Yeah, the 26th. So we have a lot of picks here in the second round. Let's go ahead and get to our pick number 40. There is a goaltender that I have my eye on here who looks pretty good. Did I see? I thought I saw Enforcer there for a second. I did not. Two-way forwards out the ass here in the later half of the round. Wassilin, 68 overall, 18 years of age. Not a bad pick there. He has some insane shot powers right off the board, so you wouldn't have to really focus too much on that. He's got a heavy slapper with 91 overall, but let's go ahead, take a look and see who we want to take here with our first second round pick. This one, I think this is who. I mean, it's a little bit, you know, more of the same, but Adam Novotny, I really want to see what he is with the with Vasi's rosters. He is projected 2 years away from the NHL, which is the lowest out of these guys that I've been looking through. I did some pre-scouting before we hopped in here, so I think we're going to go ahead and grab him. Like I said, should be mixed up a little bit because these are different rosters, but Adam Novotny, welcome back to the organization. Big fan of this guy. Get on my team. 68 overall, sniper center. See if we can maybe add a left or right wing to that, or he already has left wing, so no worries about that, because we are very heavy right now with center depth. So 71 faceoffs. Won't focus on that a ton. We'll probably have him play more of a left wing role, but it's good that we're adding snipers into the organization because we need goal scoring and we're going to need it fast. So let's go ahead and sim back to our pick number 48. The Pittsburgh Penguins want to give us a 3rd and a 4th for our second. We're going to decline that because if the goalie I want is still on the board, we're going to go ahead and take him. And I know we already have a plethora of goalies from our past drafts. We have 2 medium elites in the organization right now, but you can never have too many, especially one that looks as good as this guy, Israel Cahill. Stats look, they don't look great, but they're pretty good. They're solid enough. 7 shutouts, great skill assessment, so this guy might be ready sooner rather than later. Says only 1 year. We'll see how true that is. It's just a guy I really can't pass up. We got 3 Polish-born players here. I believe that's the Polish flag there, right back to back to back. But let's just take a quick peek at some of these skill skill assessment, see if anything goes crazy for us. I mean, that's what really caught my eye there. And then the 1 year till he's ready would be nice if he was an elite, but I'll take a medium starter, you know, someone that can be a stopgap for a couple of years and then maybe trade fodder once our 2 medium elite goalies get up. Hey, but hey, then they might not develop. You never know. So it's always good to cast a couple different lines out there to see what you can get. 72 overall. Medium starter. And the big thing about this too is I believe our other guys aren't eligible yet to play in the AHL. So that's kind of one thing that was killing us, is that our goalies in the AHL weren't very good and it was kind of hurting the team. So this is a guy that can at least be a backup year 1, so we can get him some development, which will be very nice. We can get Cooley off the team because he is old and he is a bum, so we don't really want to worry about that. We get offered another trade here, a second for a third and a fourth next year. We're going to decline that. We're going to keep our picks for right now. We got a lot of picks next year as well, so I'm not overly concerned about that. We also have players on the team that we still want to move on from, so we won't get too frisky there with the trades, picking up picks for later rounds, especially if we're going to be moving back a couple of rounds there. But let's see, is there anybody here who goes nuts? 3 years, 2 years. Looks like everybody's about that 3-year mark. Let's go ahead and sort. I don't think anybody was a confirmed elite. Yeah, we had a bunch of 2 bars, 1 bars. Tried to get them pinned so that way the scouts would maybe pay a little bit more attention to them, but we did not luck out like we did in our testing the draft. Or that was this draft, I think. We got the 6 medium elites with our goalies that we took in that last draft. So nobody really crazy here. Let's go ahead and grab just whatever we think is probably going to be the best. We have the 1-bar medium elite Braden Riggle, left defenseman, 17 years of age, 5 years away. Yeeks. Skill assessment, nothing really there. No weaknesses, so that is a good sign for him. But let's see. Anybody else here? We could grab some defensemen. We have this Sadikov guy. Possible X Factor, which would be a good sign. He actually looks pretty good. I don't think he's going to have any superstar abilities. But the 2 years, the low elite, skill assessment doesn't look terrible. No weaknesses, which is confirmed. Another left wing player, so be another forward. I want to look at this defenseman, Carter Hicks. Because as we do have a lot of defensive prospects, it's never a bad idea. What a last name, Carlos Fluggins. And then we got Liam Ruck, who I believe is a real player there. Rafik Varasyan, good stats playing in the OHL there. Decent skill assessment, 3 years away. 1-bar medium elite, left wing, right wing. I like the versatility there. But let's go ahead and take a shot in the dark here. Valery Sadikov, the other guy we could probably grab with our next pick that we have, and then we'll go from there. So let's go ahead and make the pick. Low elite, 66 overall. So we trust the process, boys. Let's go. Add another elite to the organization. A hell of a draft for us so far. Coming up big with a lot of these picks. Goaltending. Forward group looks absolutely stacked now with the prospects that we've been able to get over the last couple of years. It's going to be a big point of emphasis. 3rd and a 7th. Get the fuck out of here. Big point of emphasis, though, to probably start stacking up that defense in the next couple of drafts. But it looks like we're not missing out on too much with these picks that are in between ours. So let's go ahead and see. Can we grab somebody that looks good? Letowski's there. This guy's still here. 1-bar, 3 years away. Any other guys that are like a 1 or 2-bar elite that have some stats that look good? Doesn't really look like it. I think this guy was at one point an elite, because the only guys that I've pinned did have that elite potential. So looks like not a whole lot in terms. We got a 2-bar here. Ruben Krabin, defenseman, which is nice. Shot utilization could be a little bit better. 3 years away. Skill assessment, it's decent. He's probably going to be a mid-60 overall player. Do we want to take the risk on him, though? We have Caleb Ronick here as well, another forward. Be a very, very forward-heavy draft if we do go that route. Crombeen is a right D, doesn't sound too bad. Defensive defenseman, though, not 100% sure, so hopefully he'd be a 2-way if we did end up taking him. Brady Blaseg, balls on ya. Let's go ahead and see. We already looked at this guy, didn't look at anything special. Versant. Let's step away from the forwards just for a second. Let's go ahead and grab a defenseman. I know he's a little bit down the list, Crombeen is, but 2-bar low elite. He has the 1 weakness, but he's got good balance strength, so he's probably going to come out defensive zone play. Yeah, he's probably going to come out as a defensive defenseman, but we need those to build a championship team, so let's go ahead and grab him. Low top 4, not terrible. I'll take the low top 4 over a medium top 6. Defensive defenseman, yeah, but other stats, not terrible. Definitely got to work on that offensive awareness, so that'll be a point of emphasis once we get him into the system. But I am not at all upset with those picks that we've had there. Let's go ahead and get to the third round. Like I said, we got 2 or 3 picks here, and go back through. Let's see, did anybody get picked that was crazy here at the end of the second? No, looks like pretty basic stuff. Mid-60s overall, some 65, 166. Not bad by the Columbus Blue Jackets. We have 1, and then I think, yeah, just 2. So where's that last one? Ooh, late. All right, so it's a late third, but that'll be our last pick in the draft. And the scouting staff and the GMs, me, can go have a drink while the rest of the draft is going on, because that's going to be our last piece of business. No medium elites or anything late in the draft that we have for sure scouted, so I don't want to give up any more draft capital than we've already had to in the past couple of years grabbing anybody. But maybe Caleb Ronick, the 2-bar medium elite, 3 years away. That's not terrible. Anybody else down a little bit lower look good? Galyanov, probably not going to be an elite just because he's a real player. It says 2 years. He's 18 years old, so I don't know, maybe. I just doubt it with him being a real player. It's normally those generated players that you see coming out as the more low elites. 4 years away, right D, 6'4", 17 years of age too, which is a big factor because he gets those extra years to grow after he's been picked. Do we go defense again is what I'm thinking. Let's see. We have Ronick here, 6'4", big guy. Imagine if we had him and the 6'6" guy we drafted playing on the same line together. That would be a nice third line to shut down. No weaknesses, which we have confirmed, and he is the 2-bar medium elite. So we'll go very forward heavy with this draft. We'll go ahead and grab Caleb Ronick. I got a good feeling about this one. Damn, medium top 9. All right, so pretty much on par with the rest of the guys. Let's go ahead and skip back to our next pick. We could also probably get that defenseman because he was pretty low down the board. But let's go back to pick number 95. Another trade, a 7th and Darcy Kempfer. No, thank you. Decline. LA, we will remember that trade. That was bullshit. Don't be trying to give me some crap like that. And I'm not seeing a ton of elites come out in this draft, which is a little bit disappointing. If I'm not going to get him, at least I want to see him start popping off. But let's see. We have that defenseman. We'll go ahead and grab him and see what he can be. Where was he at? Was it? No, not Vananen. Who was it? Who was our defenseman that we were looking at? Right D? Wasn't this guy. He was 17. Did he already get taken, maybe? And if he did, he probably wasn't really anything too special. Was he a little bit higher up? I don't know if I missed him or what. I guess not. Was it Galyanov? No, he was the guy. Bychek. Okay, it was this guy. Peter Bychek. 17 years of age, defenseman, 4 years away, but we got time. Like I said, we got defensive prospects out the ass. He's a good Slovak boy, so let's get him on the team. Peter. Low top. Oh, jeez. That's the worst pick so far, but I mean, we did have some great ones, but that one's a little bit disappointing. Low top 6, not even the medium top 6 that we would have hoped for, and he's not even an offensive defenseman, but 6'4", 202, 17 years of age. He's got a decent shot already, some decent skating. Awarenesses are at least in the 70s, so we'll work on that physicality a little bit. Probably get the awarenesses up after that, and then maybe get the skating up to at least an 80 overall. But that is our last pick in this draft. So let's go ahead quickly and skip through these next couple rounds. Like I said, there's nobody I want to go after, and I don't want to give up any more picks than we already have these last couple of years. So we'll go ahead and sim to the next round. Go back and check the 4th round to see what came out of that one. Any beast? There was the Galyanov guy. We knew he wasn't going to be meeting elite there. Nathan McKinnon goes back. Noah McKinnon goes to Colorado. So those McKinnon jerseys, you'll get a lot of use out of them for a lot of years. Medium elite grinder, Jude McDonough. Ooh, that's a hell of a pick by the Kings. 19 years of age. I mean, basic stats there, but medium elite, so we'll see how he grows. He'll be a pest in the Western Conference there. So let's see any other medium elites go off the board. Disappointing that we missed that one. Not even a low elite too, but medium elite. Holy crap. Sim to next pick. Chicago with the first overall one there. Let's see what they come away with. 7th, the 60 overall. But a lot of that coming out, so not a ton going on in this draft. So it's not looking too bad that we got rid of those picks. Top 9 there to Buffalo, which isn't bad. See a couple of them coming off the board, but mostly now we're looking at bottom 6 AHL and backup goalies, which is surprising because normally this is when we see the medium elite or low elite goaltenders start going off the board. So let's go ahead to the 6th round here, and then the 7th round. I mean, if this 6th round really doesn't show us anything, we'll probably just skip through maybe the first couple and then get out of there. Top 6 low for the Pittsburgh Penguins, 49 overall though, so good luck getting him developed there. I'm sure we'll see him on the free agency market at some point. We'll be able to snag him up. So not a lot going on in that 6th round. Sim through a couple of these picks here in the 7th. Anybody coming off the board? L. Booze. That's a hell of a name. Lenny Booze. Sniper there. 80s in his... What's his overall? 58 overall. Geez, he's got 80s. And 80s for his skating. That's actually not a bad pick there for the Pittsburgh Penguins to get a guy that has stats like that. Is that everybody coming out of the board? No, this guy doesn't. Off defensive defenseman there, though. So let's see. Go a couple more picks because that one is intriguing, so we won't skip out of here super fast. Laner, there we go, another one for the Vegas Golden Knights, so you can keep those jerseys in the closet, get ready to pull them out in 4 to 5 years. Hopefully he wears the same number. Versteeg goes to the Capitals there. Henritis, come on, give me something big. Give me a big low elite. Give me a 70 overall top 6 guy, something in this 7th round. Sobry, 65 overall, but only AHL potential, so that's a little bit disappointing there. Blues with a 57 overall. Dallas, 58. Back-to-back picks there for Dallas. We see that a lot in these drafts, so it's interesting how that happens. AHL starter goaltender, yeeks. There's nothing in this draft, so we were lucky that we had a very top-loaded set of picks there for sure, and I think we came our way pretty sufficiently. We did miss on that very last 3rd round pick, but seeing with what is in the rest of the draft, I don't think we did too bad. So let me know, guys. Comment your thoughts down below. How'd we do in this draft? Are you excited? I know we grabbed Novotny, which we already have in our testing the draft one, but like I said, this is a different roster, so there's the potential for him to grow a little bit differently. I want to see how that works out, and then definitely, like I said, leave a like on the video and subscribe if you want more NHL 25 and gaming content. Gonna get our spooky stream going here later this week for Halloween. But the Capitals with the very last pick in the draft, who do they take? 57 overall, 7th defenseman. So that's going to be the end of this one, guys. We have a very stacked, loaded draft class in this one here. Very no picks after 100, which is interesting to see. So should spell success for a lot of them developing. A very nice pick there with Sadikov and Cahill, which I'm very excited about. And then Hood and Iginla should be interesting additions to the team. Hood next year and Iginla probably in a year or 2. So, guys, that's the end of this one. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe on the video. Have a great day. Peace!